psychic intellect and made you my puppet.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Jim Boyd!
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Prepare for running speed!
Sir, there's another starship coming in. It's the Enterprise.
Bone, your shoulder bone connected to you. Neck bone, your neck bone connected to you. Head bone, now hear the word of the Lord. Them bones gonna walk around.
Take evasive action. Green group, skip across the holding sector of each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
.007 Triple X.
Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British end up, sir.
Nobody does.
Sorry if I scared you. You'll like this bit.
Yes, indeed, Leonard. Yes, indeed. Good evening, good morning. You will indeed like this bit. Oh, I got a new light bulb in my office. I don't like it. You redecorated. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too white. Which I can't. Some reform MP is getting in trouble for saying things are too black, but we're going to get to that very shortly. And why they're in trouble because everybody on the left is just lies and is insane. Okay, that's really my only thing I can draw out for that. They lie about everything all the time, and they're freaking insane. And they just can't believe that not everything is about everyone being an evil racist, right? But we'll get to that shortly. Oh, so the clocks have changed. Clocks changed in England. Clocks have changed in Israel. I think clock, not cock. My cock still pretty much the same, right? I've been using the same one since I was a kid. Actually, it's still working fine. Still working fine. I mean, maybe needs a bit of medication now and again. But what can you say? Everyone's human, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, the clock says, firstly, that's normally a massive pain in the ass for me, right? It's because I use several different things. I use StreamYard to transmit my my things from into YouTube and Twitter and Rumble, right? So I use that, and I use Twitter, and I use YouTube, right? They've all got their own internal clocks, and none of them agree on anything ever, right? None of them agree on everything. Oh man, I got something eating up my system resource. I probably got Bleeding Cool open. Do I bleed? I got a few Bleeding Cool tabs open. Let me close down a few, so that will help calm things down. I don't know. Anyway, so it's always a nightmare, right? Because I set things up. I set up tweets to go out and things like, hey, did my post go out? That I didn't check. Hang on. Oh yeah. I see it went out. But normally they just none of them work are on the same time zone. Oh, well, the first week or so, and it's a nightmare juggling. Today, everything's fine, baby. Everything feels fine. In fact, I woke up today and I get the extra hour sleep. And oh God, it's so good. It's so good. Firstly, I don't like getting up when it's like still dark out, right? Crack a bloody dawn. Oh, wow, miserable, right? Synagogue services start at 7:15, right? So I get up around 6:15, 6:30, around there, and my wife gets up much earlier because she commutes to Jerusalem every day. She gets up like 5:20, 5:30, right? And then I get up after she's done, essentially. As she leaves, I get up. Anyway, so I was able to get an extra hour in bed this morning, and it was really good. I was like, it was really unusually good. Like, it was one of the best extra hours in bed I had on my own, right? And I wasn't even doing anything. It was fantastic, and I got to so I got up like in a leisurely way. Got to synagogue early, and I felt like I was like, Should have been late. Oh, it was great. And then I got home and that was all great. Right, Friday. Now I'm tired. Now, I mean, it's only 8 o'clock, but it's over 7 o'clock for me. But like my body clock says it's 8 o'clock. I shouldn't be back to crawling into bed. I really feel like I want to. I don't know. I do not know. Anyway, so I am very happy. Also, I was thinking, right? I've been reading in a couple of places. The big trend of 2026 is going to be homemade AI-generated anime, because apparently there's a couple of platforms being developed. There's one that I think Amazon just put a ton of money in. Let's see if I can find it. Showrunner. Is that the one? There you go. And there's going to be like a pay thing. It'll be like $20 a month. And I think you'll be able to make your own TV shows out of that. However, you need more. I need more templates than I have right now. Here we show you share screen. Doink. So bring your stories to life with Showrunner. You have to join the Discord. So is this stuff they've made, or is this stuff that they? Because it all seems to be like cartoony stuff like this, right? And it's I wonder what prize it. That looks good. Do they have a YouTube channel? Maybe they can like show off what they do. Oh, let's look at their Twitter. See what their Twitter says. What's that? Is that Anthony Hopkins? Why's Anthony Hopkins there on their Twitter? I don't understand, right? I don't understand. Netflix of a what's the other one? Spotify podcast The Town. What's this? Is Netflix of AI a friend of Photo Hollywood? It's a foe. Let's be clear, it's a foe, right? Spike Jones is already out this world. Add AI, and wow, it was one of the main reasons I produced the film. My film is, was this made in AI? Yeah, let's have a look. See what this is. Is that Elliot Page? Film link is in the comments. Didn't Spike Jones do some really, really weird movies? Like Being John Malkovich, wasn't that him? Oh, how long is this thing? Is this a full AI movie? And why is this not opening up? Hello. Oh, there you go. All right, fine. It's 33 minutes. Not going to download and watch the whole thing. Yes, do it. Let's have a look at see what this is. Because man, I'm going to be all over that. I mean, totally, I'm going to be all over that. Doink. Okay, this looks like an exciting use of the medium. But is that what's the name? Here, is it? Do they have the name of the actors in it? Share screen. Is that Elliot Page? I got to say Elliot Page, otherwise I'm in trouble. Who single-handedly destroyed Umbrella Academy, which was very, very good in the first season. The story of the Tiger follows Barbara Gucci, head of the Gucci International, Chairman, California, as she gathers her children and special guests at a family home to celebrate her birthday. Beneath the polished surface, Barbara struggles to balance everything, upholding the company's reputation, impressing a guest of honor, being a mother, and her desperate attempt to control it all. When the night takes an unexpected turn, her carefully colored facade. Is that facade or facade? I think facade. I'm going to go with facade. Cracks into the family attempts to find a new way. But, like, is there any more information about it? So this only came out recently. And this is by the Tiger. This is posted by Gucci. So this was, okay, I guess made by, this is Gucci? I guess so, right? Okay. Fine, let's go back to over here. So yeah, I mean, was it you got to watch and make episodes on Discord? Exit value, yeah. Look, I'm not really into the cartoon. The thing is, I've got to have an idea. If I have an idea that could use that style, I would totally use it, right? What's the prize? The prize looks good. Here's a pick of some of the dynamic art styles that you can easily customize. So you can make your own Star Trek, in other words, right? But all this looks very, very sick. Okay, 4 of these look like very, very, very samey, right? I don't know. I would do like this claymation one, if anything, but the prize looks like the way to go, right? Right, but I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more art styles you can use, right? In which case, I mean, like using that anime one will be good. Well, I will be all over that next year if that is the case, right? Honestly, actually, you know, I thought of a really good use of AI that I think I'll be interested if most people will be against it or not. Aronofsky's Dune, right? Have you ever seen the documentary Aronofsky's Dune? Let me find it. Not Aronofsky's Dune. Oh, what's he called again? Oh, now I've got to look it up. Okay, now it's just annoying. Failed Dune adaptation documentary. I mean, like, it's on my shelf right outside it. Jodorowsky's Dune. Yeah, that's it. Not Aronofsky's Dune. See if I get a trailer for that, because I think that is a movie I would love to see, and I think AI is a way that you could legitimately make it, right? Here we go. Doink. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. There you go. Try that again. Doink. Oh, it's downloading something. Well, it's downloading lots of them. Okay, let's see what this is. Because, okay, so if you don't know, a lot of what defined Hollywood in the 80s was developed by this guy called Jodorowsky. Had this massive vision for a movie version of Dune before the David Lynch one, right? And he put together an incredible group of artists to realize it, and had this like giant book he made, right? And they never made the movie, but they were able to. I mean, that book, the book of it is basically everything's mapped out. Wrong one. Doesn't have the sound with it. Yeah, let me try and download it again, because I must have downloaded the wrong version. Doing trash. Try that again. Oh, where'd it go? Where was I? There you go. This should do the trick. He says, hopefully. Video file. Here, doink. There you go. I highly recommend this documentary. Yeah, as you see, look, again, there's just so much work that's already been done on the movie, and the whole scripts are laid out.
Mi ambición fue tremenda. I wanted to make something sacred, una película que diera las alucinaciones de LSD. Si tomara LSD to change the young mind of all the world. Michel Siduk say to me.
Yeah, so again, this is it's a real shame this movie never got made. It would have been trivial as hell. Nothing like the book, or vaguely like the book.
I want to make a new picture with you. What do you want to do? I say, Dune. And he say, yes.
C'était le plus beau livre de science-fiction, c'est la Bible de la science-fiction.
A lot of this is in French, obviously, and Italian or whatever, Spanish, I believe he is, Jodorowsky. It was the most beautiful cyber book, the Bible. It was a Bible of science fiction essays. It's very true.
Succès d'édition mondiale.
I didn't read Dune, but I have a friend who said it was fantastic.
So Jodorowsky.
3,000 drawings. I shoot the picture, point of view, movement of the camera, dialogue.
Designing the spaceships, the clothes, the whole look of his world.
The castle. Open the mouth. The spaceship came in the tongue.
His vision was so...
Right, H.R. Geiger. Right, H.R. Geiger was what, and Mobius. Basically, everybody went on to book an Alien after this.
So beyond what anybody else was doing at that time, things that George Lucas wasn't even going to try with Star Wars. It's enormous.
Part of Holler's genius was finding the right people.
David Carradine, Mick Jagger. Dali as the mad...
Yeah. Dali as the Emperor of the World, the Mad Emperor of the Galaxy. So the way he got Dali, and this is in the documentary, is Dali like, I want to be the most well-paid actor of all time. And so he said, look, I can get you $100,000 for, like, I get you like $10,000 a minute you're on screen, or $100,000 for a minute you're on screen. He's on screen for like 6 minutes, right? He's like, oh, and that's how he talked him into it. We heard Mick Jagger was in it. David Carradine looks like he would have been. That's not Stilgar. I think it's what's his name, Lebetkin. You think?
Carradine, Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. What character do you think is that? Do you think that's Fade? Looks like it could be Fade.
Dali as the Mad Emperor of the Galaxy.
Dali said, can I have a burning giraffe? All right, we'll have burning giraffe.
Orson Welles. Yeah, I say, I don't want to do it. I say, if you do the picture, I will hire the chef of the restaurant and you will eat as here every day. And I say, I do it. Giger nunca había hecho películas. I say to Giger, I need you as you are.
Alejandro completely motivated you. It was wonderful.
We will change the world.
So, like, man, I would love to see an AI version of that. I think that's a real legitimate use of AI. My season 13 Blu-rays are not here as yet. They passed customs, so they should be here in a day or so. But I've seen the what's it called again? The new effects for the Scarab, and they're really, really, really not good. Like, I looked at AI effects. Here, let's see if we can find the comparison. Actually, no, I'll wait for that. I'll wait till I get off the chat for that. But they're really not good. Right? They're really not good. And then the AI one done by Midjourney were really good. Right? And I felt more what's the word? They felt like they fit in better. The new effects they put on, I look at it and go, there's no real need for it. I mean, it's just no real need. Anyway, quick look at the insanity of Britain. We got this reform member of parliament is being pilloried today, and just so disingenuously, right? So here's what she said, and is this an apology? And she apologized for it, which I think was a bad idea.
Absolutely right. Drives me mad when I see adverts full of black people, full of Asian people, full of, people that basically are anything.
What's wrong with that, Sarah? What's wrong with that?
Well, it doesn't reflect our society, and I feel that
that's 100% true. Now, no one's saying I don't want to see black people. No one's saying I don't want to see Asian people. I don't want to see gay people. No, she's not saying that. She's saying that our entertainment should reflect our society. We pay for this entertainment. We pay for the BBC. Like, what a waste of money that is, right? And all they are is like they just hate white working class people. So I think what she's saying, well, being taboo, because the reason why there's so many things taboo today is because if you because essentially the left, if the left actually starts talking about it, they sound like they're morons, right? They sound like they're completely insane. So that's the reason it's a taboo subject. That's why we can't question if people with penises are if women can have penises, because obviously they can't. But if we have that conversation, then that comes out. So that's why they scream at you, so you not have that conversation.
Your average white person, average white family is like, I agree with you, Stuart, not represented anymore in TV.
There are lots of white people on television, Sarah, are there not? There are lots of white people.
There are lots of white people, but there is a disproportionately high number or a disproportionately low number of white people. Let's go for it that way, right? Again, if you're an alien picking up our TV signals, you would think that England is a minority white country that's mostly gay. Right? That's just what you would assume.
White men, there are lots of white women.
we're talking about adverts, and how
Okay.
many times do you look at a TV advert and you think there's not a single white person on it? And actually, it is. It's something that's happened because I believe of the woke liberati that goes on inside, this sort of like in the arty-farty world, and when it comes to northern towns like Runcorn that I represent, it's just not representative of the rest of the country. Might be fine inside the M25, but it's definitely not representative of the rest of the country. And actually, you know what, people, I'm hearing this more and more, people notice and people will switch off.
Yeah, people notice, people will switch off, and it's being done for a reason. They ain't know why it's done. Anyway, so they're all lying through the teeth right now. Go, oh my God, how is she so racist? Oh no. This is the reality. I mean, like, again, I'm sorry that your worldview has ended in complete. No, what does your worldview ended in? Look at this. It's in Tower Hamlets. Again, another reason why I would not set foot in England right now. Right? I absolutely wouldn't. It's because it's not safe for Jews there. Right? And God forbid I have to go to a hospital. They'll probably kill me. Right? Insane here. So this was a Islamic show of force in Tower Hamlets, basically designating it Islamic. Yeah, Zionist scum. Yeah, it means Jews. I mean, Carl Benjamin, I think, recently said on Twitter, why are we pretending that they're British? They don't want to be British. Right? They have no interest in being British whatsoever. Right? In fact, they want to change Britain radically into an Islamic shithole, from what I can tell. But again, look, when was Zygon invasion? We kept telling you this was going to happen, right? We kept telling you. But because the lefty lovers don't like Jews as well, I think that's what they bonded over. I mean, it is. Oh, yeah, and now they lost. Why? Why can't we live in a nice place? Oh, and these people, I don't know. These are people who clearly don't have share Western values, right? Clearly do not share Western values. And again, how is that racist or bigoted to point out that factual thing? Right? The Islamic world is very, very different from the Western world. It just is. Like, this isn't bad thing.
Defend our mothers, our daughters, our sisters. Brother Masvidal, mashallah.
Remember their daughters and sisters. Look, again, you're not under attack. I think you're just saying that you are so you can attack everybody. Right? I want to, of course, if you want to go down to a park with your kid, maybe take some whites with you, right? While this is going on. Why should you take some whites with you? Check this out.
Yeah, but
I mean, really? I understand. Okay, no, I don't understand. I was going to say, I understand, shagging a goat if there's nobody around, right? But you're shagging a fake goat in a children's playground while you wait to find children to molest. This is just, I don't know. This is not the country that the Britain I grew up in. Yeah, very noticeably not. Right, and I don't think it's for the better, right? I don't think it's for the better, but of course, I want to point out, very important, the universe is healing, ladies and gentlemen. The universe is healing. How do you know the universe is healing? Check this out. Sydney Sweeney on the red carpet wearing a normal dress, right? Not dressed up as, do you remember that weird shit Zendaya was wearing? Joe, wearing a normal fucking dress smiling and being normal with, frankly, a fabulous pair of tits, right? And they are fabulous. Look at that, smiling, like a normal smile. Look at that. You don't really say, like, you don't see that from the purple-haired weirdos very often. No wonder she triggers them, you know. Yeah, so the universe is healing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God for that. Right? Thank God for that. Anyway, got a lot to talk about tonight. Apparently, it's the 50th anniversary of Pyramids of Mars. I did not know. That totally would have been a cover, a thumbnail had I thought of it. But I don't know. I think marking Nabil Shaban, who I have a very strange personal history with, right? I really do. He, like, very anti-Semitically attacked me. And if you think I'm making this up, you wait till hear what actually happened, right? I think this is a great thumbnail. Although, again, Nicola Bryant dissolves into somebody else very, very quickly. This is clearly Perry in character, right? Being still serving, which would have been way better than being married to that stinky Carlos. I kind of think she'll prefer it. Listen. Look, how old was Perry? How old was the character? Yeah. Let's see if we can find out. How old was the character Perry in Doctor Who? 18. She was in college, somewhere between 18 and 22. Okay, she was around 18 to 20, right? And she dressed constantly like a total slut. Right, and she did. Okay, I understand. It was John Nathan Turner telling her, giving the costume. Because look, he saw Nicola Bryant. He went, "Fuck me, men are gonna line up to see whatever she's in." And he's not wrong, right? He really had those right instincts there, and that's why she dressed as a total slut in like shorts and tight lycra and heels in the middle of the forest or the back growth of. Where was it? Where was the two doctors? Sardinia? Spain? I can't remember. I remember that she was running away from Shokai down the side of a slope in the hill, and it was ridiculous. Right? I mean, it looked very good. I think we should find that clip. Yeah, inquiring minds want to know. At least this one does. Right? Where is it, Teddy? There we go. Don't go over there. Doctor Who. Sixth Doctor and two Doctor. It was the I believe it was the cliffhanger at the end of episode 2. Episode 1 was clearly Jamie trying to hump Nate, rape Perry, and that was never really explained, was it? Like he was left alone for a long time, so the Doctor killed her. So as soon as he finds Perry, he jumps on her and looks like he's trying to rape. I mean, doesn't it? That's what it looks like to me. I don't know what to tell you. We'll watch both. Yeah, 1 second. First, the cliffhanger. By the way, I do like this bit where I think Conor Megan does a good bit of work here, where he acts distracted and then he gets the smoke in his face.
That should just about have done it. Hurry!
Well, I think he did really well there. Honestly, just his costumes suck. Like, what's he trying to do? Eat her or shag her? I don't know what's going on, right? But here, okay, now at the end of this is the one where she's okay, there we go. Oh, one of the greatest bits of jiggling in Doctor Who ever. There you go. But she's in heels. It's just ridiculous. Again, this is another ending, which is, I don't know, I would think somewhat sadomasochistic. is probably why I got such a hard on for Perry. Didn't even think to trip or she just fell over.
Pretty. Yeah, my pretty one.
Okay, wait a minute. That's every cliffhanger in The Two Doctors is somewhat, an implied sexual assault on Perry. So anyway, she dresses a bit sluttily. I think we can all agree on that. That is just factual, right? And she's like 19 and 20. How old was Brian Blessed in, what was it, 1985? How old was Brian Blessed in 1985? So he was born in 36. So 46, 56, 66, 76, 50. He was 49. He was 49 years old, and she was 20. And she's like, "Yep, I'm gonna go off and marry him." That was weird. I'm sorry that having a head shaved and being used as a Time Lord tool to kill off Syl and all the experiment. What's the name of the guy Christopher Ryan played? Kiv. They should have kept stuck with that ending. Anyway, my point is this. If she's up for going for a lifetime of shagging with Brian fucking Blessed when she's 19 years old, right? She's up for any weird shit, right? She is up for, she would so do Syl, right? I'm 100%. If she's going to shag Brian Blessed, she would also go for Syl. She'll probably go for Nabil Shaban as well, right? So being Syl serving wench would have been way better than being married to that stinky cunt. I just think that's a reasonable take on the character. I do, and I do like I managed to put into writing Syl saying, yeah, and I was quite impressed with myself there. So anyway, yeah, we will talk about Nabil Shaban. Let's get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let us get to the chat. Colin Archer's. Archer Colin is here. I'm terribly sorry. Archer Collins, how you doing? We see, look, Nicola Bryant turns into, I don't know who it is. I would still sleep with her. But I like Nicola Bryant better because she seems more real, right? I like, in a minute now, she's going to turn into, she's Nicola Bryant again. And now she's not. Okay, let's say hi for you, baby. Archer Collins, first one here, so he wants to plug the Wayfarer Project stream to later tonight. What are you talking about tonight? Is tonight UFO? Or was that last week? Is it Space Time tonight? I don't know. Let us know what the Wayfarer Project is all about tonight. Darren M is here doing Darren. Thank you for joining. The Synth Dimension is here doing Synth Dimension. Just a matter of interest. Why do synagogue service start so early? Oh, we have three daily services. There's the morning service, there's the afternoon service, and then there's the evening service. So there are a range of services of start times in the morning, like prayer groups. So you got, I think you have one at like 6 o'clock and another one at 6:30, and then you got my one at 7:15, and then there's another one at 8:15. After, I just happen to like the 7:15 one because like that fits into my day nicely, right? On Sabbath, you have the 7:30, which is my one, 8:15, which is you don't want to go there. 8:15, they go on forever, and they're literally the room is full of cunts. I mean, they are the worst people humanity has ever found. Like Hamas looks down on them, right? And they have the 9:15 group, and they're what's that? And why can I suddenly not at the rabbi? I don't know. That's very strange. I don't know. But anyway, so basically they start earlier so you can go to work right afterwards. There's a lot of Jews missed 9/11 in the Twin Towers because there was an extra bit of prayers at that time called Slichot, right, which is just before the Jewish New Year, and that's why a lot of Jews were delayed somewhat, right? But anyway, that's, and then the afternoon service we got. There's a 2 o'clock during the week. There's a 2 o'clock, and then I think a 6 No. 2 o'clock and a 4:35 group. And then the evening service is, the early one is at 5:20 now. The clocks have changed. And there's another one, I think, 7:30, right? Or 8:15. Something like that. That's basically how it breaks down. Jared Darsky, thank you. You worked it out. I was trying to work it out. It's interesting. Also, your it's not your name coming up anymore. Now it's Archer Colin 6339, which is weird with the @ sign. I don't know. That's really. What's going on? I don't bloody know. YouTube's doing something. What's at Funky 1463? What's your name? Here, does it have it? Let me see if I can find it on the. Let's see if it's doing the same thing on the YouTubes. Hang on. Yeah, no. I wonder what's up with that. I don't know. Something weird going down. Strange things. Right. So it's back. That's good. I've actually got something I want to watch on BBC next week for once. The Aussie spin-off of Death in Paradise. Well, there you go. It's not often BBC puts something up people like. You'll have to let them know so they can cancel it. Who's wearing all black? David Muller says all wearing black. No, we're talking about the mob of foreigners who are now the new British, right? There we go. And Thomas Travels here. The UK has declined so much and so quickly, and I cannot believe, lefties, wokies, whatever you want to call them, they still just deny it. They're like, again, they're like saying, why would you say you hate seeing black people on TV? That's not what she said, right? That's not what she said at all. And she should never have apologized, right? Darren M said, I wish YouTube would get their act together and stop changing the @ stuff back and forth. Okay. Yeah, I tend to agree. Archer Collins says, multiculturalism be the definition that means that cultures are different and maybe some very different to the point of incompatibility. And it's not multiculturalism. It's like they want it only to be Muslim, right? Why can't Jews go to Birmingham, right? Because it's too diverse. It's not diverse at all. It's full of anti-Semitic Muslims. There's very little diversity in it, in fact, right? And it seems to have been set up that way quite purposely. Perry looks overdressed. Well, Jamie needs some Dirk action. Oh, yes. UFA was last week, apparently, on the way for a project. We're back on Babylon 5 Mind War. Which one was Mind War? Was that? I thought that was a book. Hang on. Let me just remind myself. In Google, Babylon 5 Mind War. I'm assuming that was with Bester. Was it an episode? It was season 1, episode 6. Oh, so I guess kind of just introducing it. Did this introduce Walter Koenig as Bester? Must have done. Oh, that's a great episode. I just started rewatching Battlestar Galactica. I'm loving every minute. I'd seen the I just finished the miniseries. And it was way better than I remember. Well, like way better. And I'm looking forward to going through the whole thing, right? Because I just finished Westworld, which I adore. Westworld. It's one of my all-time favorite. Man, I was on Downstream last night, and they all hate Alien Earth. I really loved it. And then we started talking about Alien 3. I've got a new edit of it. The A32 called the Legacy Cut. I'm looking forward to watching it. And then, and again, a couple of people like that when they killed Newt, I was like, it was the travesty. I'm like, that was one of my favorite bits. I loved them violently the gross autopsy on Newt. I thought that was fantastic, right? I think that was taking like just saying we are our own thing. We're not beholden to anything else, right? honestly, the way I look at aliens movies is that they're all kind of, I mean, for it to be a real alien movie, they're all kind of like auteur movies with a genuine creative vision, right? So that for me, they're all kind of standalone, and the sequelization of them is at the creator's whim to a certain extent, right? Like, so Noah Hawley, he says that Alien and Aliens is canon in his Alien Earth. Everything after that, not so much. Which still kind of works, because Alien 3 took place on a little planet in the middle of nowhere. The Trillion CEOs camp. They aren't CEOs like that unless you trying to make fun of certain CEOs. I don't think it was a simpleton. He was. They played him as like that. This is was it ambient? Oh, it's so hard to read now because they put there's no spaces. Ambient ambience channel, right? I don't think he was camp. I think he was hyper intelligence and thus somewhat bonkers, right? And it was it Girl Boss? I didn't find it any more Girl Boss than any other Alien movie, right? Alien movies, when their DNA is Girl Boss, right? They all have been, right? And when you don't have Sigourney Weaver, they replace it with another Sigourney Weaver-like character. You had Nomi Rapace in Prometheus, and then he had, I can't remember the name of the actress. It was like very much in that Sigourney Weaver, silhouette in Prometheus and Covenant, and I love those movies, right? And you had Winona Ryder in Alien 4, whatever, which I think is the weakest of all of them, of all the original ones. But I think, again, I don't think there really is a strict canon to the Alien movies more than the creator of the movie wants there to be, which I find interesting. And maybe that's another movie I'll love seeing there. Maybe we'll see the Fred Ward Alien 3, which is on the satellite covered in wood, right? Where it was like a monastic satellite, right? To Blossom Bar says, I am 60 years old. I live in the UK. I've lived there all my life. The place is going absolutely insane. I might as well leave the country for my own sanity. It's just great. Again, look, I'm very partisan, but I really recommend Israel. I mean, I really recommend Israel. Great economy. The great economy. It's good weather. It's safe. And the Muslims kind of like work with the non-Muslims here, right? It's not like they're not trying to take over. Funky 1463, I think, was it Darren the Funky Evans? Is that who you are? Original remake, because here's the reason. The remake's over 20 years old now, and I was so into it at the time, right? I loved it. I haven't seen it for about 10-15 years, right? And so I really want to see how it played out. It's a lot better now than it was the first time I watched it, because the quality of scripting, generally speaking, is very low now. You get a couple of you get good things every now and again, which is why I liked Alien Earth, quite frankly. It had really interesting ideas. I genuinely, I love the idea of the like what they were doing with the hybrids and the not android. What's the word again? Cyborgs. I really like the world building they did with it. I liked all the characters. I found everybody interesting, right? So I really enjoyed it. See, here's the thing. I mean, the tragic thing is, up until the era of woke, I was progressive. I always liked going in new directions, finding out new things, and it was only when the progressives went insane. Funky says he only tends to watch the extended Alien 3. Well, I think that's the only one worth watching, actually. The one that gives Paul McGann actually something to do, right? He actually has some. Paul McGann, I saw him talking about it, saying when they said they were going to cut him out of the movie mostly, he was like, well, that was a major plot point. How are you going to get rid of me? They're like, "I will work it out," and they did, right? And indeed, in Alien, she was already an officer. It didn't feel like the girls are getting it done. Nina. Well, I don't think it felt like that one. It didn't feel like that way to me in Alien Earth. It didn't feel that way to me in Prometheus or Covenant. It just didn't have to be the people. Those characters were female, right? But again, Ripley was originally scripted as a male character, and the fact they cast Sigourney Weaver, right? Again, really inspired bit of casting by James Cameron, not James Cameron, by Ridley Scott. It really worked, right? It really worked. But I think that's endemic to what the Alien franchise is, right? An Alien movie has a female lead. It's just, I think without it, it doesn't really feel like an Alien movie to me, anyway, right? Have you ever listened to the audio adaptation of the original film Alien 3? Which one? Sigourney Weaver wasn't available. Both Michael Biehn and Lance Henriksen appear. Oh, okay. Which version of that is that? The William Gibson one? Because I'm really thinking about getting a subscription to Audible again, especially when the Harry Potter adaptations come out. I like Israel too, but they're providing safe haven for black Hebrews and the bombings. We really, I mean, like, the bombings are over, the war's over. Thank God, right? Yeah, and I think I'm very lucky in that I have my own safe room, right? So like, for me, it wasn't really. It was a big deal. I'm so glad it's over. A bit like Friday the 13th movie says Funky. Is it Darren the Funky Evans? I can't remember. And they don't really follow each other in linear order. Yeah, exactly. Especially after the fourth. Duncan the Funky Evans. Oh, I was close. Okay, I feel pretty good. I got that closer. Thanks for recommendation. I've been thinking of Gibraltar or maybe Thailand. Oh, you know, where's really nice? Singapore. People really say Singapore's lovely. Or maybe Thailand, but we shall see. Somewhere a bit warmer. Yeah, listen, for your sunset years, you want a better climate. Which is one of the reasons one of the many reasons I hated that last Indiana Jones movie. I just hated that he was old, alone, and miserable in a shitty little house, a shitty little apartment in New York, right? He should have been in some sheik's palace as a permanent guest there, right? And and then something happens, he's got to put on the old fedora again, right? Oh God, it was such a destruction of the character. The one thing that struck me about the Battlestar Galactica remake was that none of the original female characters appeared, but instead they gender swapped some of the main cast. Yeah, but that was before. That it was like a political thing, right? The characters did work as female, although Katie Sackhoff is no Benedict. Yeah, but I thought her Starbuck was excellent. It's just that they lost all the original female. Who were the original female? Well, they were kind of shit characters. Who they had? You had Athena, and you had whoever Apollo was married to. Oh, in the miniseries, I forgot they had Boxy. And thank God they got rid of him, right? Thank God they got rid of him. He was awful, right? Here, let's look at how we go. Original Battlestar Galactica characters. Original Battlestar Galactica characters. Hang on. We have share screen. Doink. Okay, Athena, Sheba. Oh, she was actually, they should have brought her back, right? Flight Corporal Rigel. I liked her. But, I think she was really kind of replaced by, what's her name, Dwala? Yeah, I think Dwala kind of like fills out a role. But what's the one who used to be a hooker? Oh, I can't remember. A companion, I think they called it. Didn't realize Ed Begley Jr. was in it. Jamie Hamilton, First Girl Warrior. I don't know. Was it Athena? And then she became a colonial fighter. I read there was definitely some kind of hookup going on there. I can't remember who it was though, right? Yeah, but again, those characters are kind of like nondescript. I have a lot of respect for Cassiopeia. Oh, Archer Collin, thank God you're here. Right? I mean, the characters were a bit crap. In all fairness, right? Who compared literally Dirk Benedict and didn't Boomer get changed from a black guy to an Asian girl? Yeah, again, but back then in 2004, it wasn't like it was an interesting creative choice as opposed to a political statement. Which I understand in today's landscape, it's hard to see. All right. Serena, Anthea, Cassiopeia, and Sheba. Yeah, they did get rid of it, but honestly, I really like Katie Sackle Starbuck, right? In that she was a crazy, damaged biker chick, essentially, is how they wrote and played her. And it was a female character, right? That's why I thought it worked. In the Netflix Sandman, which I really don't like a lot because of all the woke casting, there's a couple of gender swaps that worked and some that didn't. And it's really dependent on the quality of the actress. Like, what's her name from Game of Thrones? Played Lucifer. And she was really good, right? Because she made it into her character. Same with Jenna Coleman as Constantine, right? And then you had the woman who playing Lucian, who was a male character, and she was awful because there was nothing feminine about her. There was no point about that, right? Cassiopeia was the companion who became the med tech. Well, good. I kind of like the companion part of it, but she was very hot, as I recall. Didn't most of the cast turn out to be Silent? No. There were 12 Cylon models, 7 unknown, 5 are to be revealed. That was the last season, right? And they were kind of random who they picked. I did like what's his name? The XO. Not Tyrrell. Ty. Right, and his wife was Cylons. I thought that was kind of good. Dirk Bennett was saying about all the sex change to Starbuck, although that's not a rare thing for him. I don't know. At ATM Ladam, somebody that Nabil Shaban didn't play Syl in the Doctor a third time. Well, he actually did. I know he did Syl in the Seeds of Dead, but that was okay. Well, I guess we'll get to the Syl story first, right? Colonel Goblin says New Battlestar was great. Unfortunately, it was used as a blueprint for all work destruction. That is true because it was successful. That's why. But what I'm really looking forward to is that it was a real snapshot of what life was like post 9/11, right? It really genuinely, riffed on that a lot, especially when you had the whole way of people putting up pictures looking for survivors, right? That was really eerily very, very, very similar, right? And I think it dealt with the I think it dealt with 9/11 in a way science fiction is really meant to, right? Which is like through allegory, because when you great science fiction is dealing with things that are too painful to really deal with, other than through allegory, and that's what it was. But man, the quality of the writing, the quality of the performances, they're just fantastic. I mean, genuine, like you don't get anything that good these days. Very, 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 very rarely. Also, changed Apollo and Starbuck, etc., from actual name to call signs. I actually prefer that. Although, look, I am a bit of a contrarian. I like Newt being cut up in the autopsy in Alien 3. It was just so wrong. But I like that Michael Biehn made them pay through the nose the use of his image, and it didn't even look like him, right? In Alien 3. What was it still about Starbuck? Yeah, I prefer the organic web shooters to the mechanical ones in Spider-Man, right? I just think that made so much more sense. was so much more realistic. But anyway, yeah, I am absolutely adoring it. Fine, but let's talk about Nabil Shaban. God bless him. He's passed away, right? And what a great Doctor Who villain. I think that's the starting point. An absolute great Doctor Who villain. So let's pull this up. So they born, and again, I think this shows the brilliance of John Nathan Turner. Like having the idea to cast Nabil Shaban to play this role, I think is genuinely brilliant, right? And he was so good in that role, right? He did such an incredibly good job. How many years later is it now? 85, 95, 2005, 2015, 2000, 40 years later, right? And we still remember it. However, sadly, me and Nabil had a bit of a weird falling out, and his anti-Semitism didn't take long to come out, right? And I thought he wouldn't be that anti-Semitic, because I know he has. Look, as we all know now, there is out of control anti-Semitism in the Muslim world. But as he kind of rejected the Muslim world to a great extent, I thought, oh, maybe he's not. I just assumed he wouldn't be. Nope. No, so anyway, I think it was 2 years ago, like a short 1 minute video. I haven't done shorts for ages, right? Where he where I said, "Happy birthday, Nabil Shaban." It was his birthday, right? And I said, how great he is as Sil, and their further adventures of Sil, which we're going to look at right now, from Big Finish. Both of which I can sort of recommend. He also went on to a low-budget production, Sil and the Devil Sees of a Dreador, right? And I said, not really for me, right? He had a meltdown. He had an absolute meltdown like this. The weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, I was generally complimentary about him, and he was like, "You evil rabbi! You must be a Zionist!" I'm like, really went nuts. It went as far as he contacted other YouTubers who I'm friendly with and said, "You got to watch out for me." He sent his sons, to talk about my sons, to assassinate him for Mossad. Really? Why? And he was enraged because his spin-off, which was really bad. I mean, look, him. The reason it was so bad, God bless him, was it was just too cheap. I mean that's really the bottom line. It was just way too cheap. Let's see if we can find the trailer for it. Hang on. So, and the Devil Sees the Dreador. There you go. So you had Christopher Ryan in it, not in makeup, playing Kiv, and it really didn't work, right? Because for many, you want to see him in makeup, right? And he had Sophie Order in it playing a draconian. Look, God bless you, Sophie. She's not the world's greatest thespian, right? She's okay. She was okay at 8, but she's not going to be doing Shakespeare anytime soon, and she's a bit over the hill now, right? And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Sophie Aldred at all, right? I quite like her, but the whole thing was just a bit cringe, right? Genuinely a bit cringe. I mean, that's the way of best way of describing it. Here, let's look at the trailer.
Come back, Envoy Sil.
You can't do this to
I will be frank. The best bit of this video, this thing, was Nabil Shaban, right? 100%.
You are.
It was also written by Philip Martin, but again, it's really kind of painfully cheap, and it doesn't really work for it being so cheap.
Accused of introducing a hybrid tocapheline drug commonly known as devil seed.
After the sentence has been carried out, all that will remain of you, Sil, is a puddle of green slime.
What is that?
Commodore will fall into a pleasant if someone.
Yeah, again, he had his body transferred. He had his mind transferred into a human body, and it's just, I don't know. A bit lame.
What endless sleep, mistress now.
Oh, that's Sophie Aldred as a Draconian. And it's an interesting idea. It's just she's not a great actress. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like that she reached her thespian heights again 40 years ago, and then moved on and got married and had a normal life. Right? That's where she should really be.
What of her?
She used her wiles, her beauty, to tempt me.
If you have love for me.
And it would be more believable if she was not very over the hill.
Do not mention my name tomorrow.
Show me the way to solve this deadly dilemma!
If we are to save you, if I am to represent you in court, you must tell me how this whole sorry saga first began.
There was just a bit too much of Nabil Shaban as Syl ranting into camera for a long time.
Where does the truth lie?
Yeah. Not Darren. I can't remember your name again. Whatever. Funky Evans, right? Says it was a good script, but it was way too cheaply made. Yeah, I mean, but the way you saw the cheapness of it is in that they would do things because they couldn't really afford to do anything else. Again, a lot of it was like Nabil Shaban soliloquizing. So yeah, not great, I'm afraid. Not great. And he freaked out because he had a sequel he wanted to do, and I believe whoever it was, Keith Barnfather maybe, was like, yeah, not quite now. And I it's because it probably didn't make enough money. And it didn't make enough money because it was a bit of cheap cack. It just was. I don't tell you. Ambient Channel said, how could they evolve with no legs? Well, I don't think Doctor Who really stands up to that level of investigation, frankly, right? But it was a great character. I mean, like, such a memorable character. It's better Sophie's acting in Shakedown. Well, God, yeah. Yeah, well, again, Shakedown, by the time they made Shakedown, which was like the early 90s, Sophie Aldred should have really moved on, right, to to whatever, her normal life. Right, and again, nothing against them. By the way, Crows Godwisen very much disagrees with me, saying mechanical web shooters is what makes Peter Parker the equal to Spider-Man. That is true. I just think it's kind of stupid, but it's okay, right? It's okay. Problem being, quite aptly comes in and says that Sophie cannot act. I mean, everybody can act to a certain extent, right? I mean, she's not like, I don't know. But again, it was so bizarreville, right? It was so bizarreville. He literally said I was sending my sons on a covert mission to murder him on behalf of Mossad. I'm like, dude, that sounds a little bit anti-Semitic. I hate to tell you, right? I hate to tell you. That is it. Says, I've interviewed Keith Barnfather on this exact topic. He tells the truth of why the sequels are made. I'd love to see that. That's very... we all recorded it before, yeah. Look, they would make another one if it made enough money, right? It didn't, so therefore it didn't. Now, Syl did return after his two appearances on Big Finish, and both of these, well, one of these is good. One of these is kind of embarrassing, but it's only because the script itself was embarrassing. But I will go to that why. So this one, the Antidote to Oblivion, this was really, really strong. It was written by Philip Hinchcliffe. It's Sixth Doctor again with who was it? Lisa Greenwood. What's the name of her character? Would she play Flip? I can never remember. Yeah, Flip. Trouble is, Colin Baker's had too many companions, right? So the blurb is Future Britain is bankrupt. Its corporate owners facing financial ruin. Fortunately, the Universal Monetary Fund is and its slimy representative Sil are willing. I remember that. Are willing to give the president a multi-billion-dollar credit bailout, but terms and conditions apply. And Sil's proposed austerity measures go far beyond mere benefit cuts. Yeah, he was like, it was a really good Sil story, right? He was, I was going to ship off humanity as food or something. I can't remember what he was doing, or slaves. Responding to a distress call, the Doctor and companion Flip land in London, whose pacified population has been driven largely underground by Sadiq Khan. I could really see Sil and Sadiq Khan. They seem very similar to me, right? But horrors down in the dark. There's nothing to do in the horrors but await the Concord HQ, where a young biochemist in Sil's employ is working on a permanent solution to the nation's terminal unprofitability. Because in the final account, Sil plans to make a killing. So again, the way this came out, this was just before the era of woke. And as such, it was a wry, satirical view on unbridled corporatism, right? And look, here's the truth. I mean, look, there is unbridled corporatism. Who was it I saw who pointed this out there? And I really agreed with him. And he's a super, like, anti-Trumper, anti-reform guy, artist. What's he called again? Brian Williamson, very good artist, right? And he's like saying, well, yeah, who would have thought it would only take 40 years of having to improve profits for shareholders would have some kind of negative effect. I agree with him, right? That really is corporatism. I mean, what's corporatism? Making shooting out with Doctor Who, right? That is the typical corporatism. When they do like moronic things, like make Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Like, you go, how? How do that? Because, like, these are corporate bozos, right? And corporate bozos, I mean, other than making shit science fiction, also destroy the world. they much more regularly destroy the world. But this was kind of a good one. At $10, I'll say that's probably worth the punt, right? Generally speaking, Big Finish, way overpriced, right? Sadly. And then you got this one, Mission to Magnus. Now, this one's a bit painful. I will be clear. This one is really genuinely a bit painful. Because it's cringe bad, right? Thank God this wasn't made, right? Genuinely, Terror of the Vervoids was way better, right? That's how bad this was fucking awful. Now, this is a fair representation of it, but it was awful. It was a battle of the sexes thing. And just like it's breathtakingly bad. And also very similar to, there was another Ultimate Evil that was also in that season. The Doctor and Barry face enemies at every turn on the planet Magnus. There's a Time Lord bully, Anzor. Yeah, you had a Time Lord who bullied the Doctor when he was in the Academy, who made the Doctor's life hell during his time at the Academy. There's also the Rana Zandusia, the matriarchal ruler of the planet, who seeks to prize the secrets of time travel from these alien visitors. Also Magnus, slug-like Sil, still bitter of defeating the planet Yukanos and seeking to make his fortune from the most potentially destructive ends. And deep within the planet, there's something else, another old enemy of the Doctor's, and the future looking decidedly colder. So again, this is very, 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 very clunky commentary on sexual politics, right? Like, it basically saying that, you know, it's if you've ever heard of Prison in Space, which ends up with Jamie giving this woman a spanking. And again, it's like, when you read it, and when you listen to it, you get, your face turns red. It's genuinely embarrassing. But again, this adaptation of it is a fair adaptation, I think, right? And again, look, Nabil Shaban is really good in the role, right? He's really genuinely great. and he really took it and made it his own, right? Problem being, we just said where we're up to. There you go. I feel really sad I can't celebrate Nabil's life when he was so utterly verbal about Jews in Israel. I had no idea. And then he came with me. Still was a great character, and that was the extent of it. He was a good advocate for the disabled. Yeah. But look, I don't know. I find it hard to hold a dead anti-Semitism against them in most times, because it's mostly from culture and ignorance, right? I'm not really mad at him about it, right? I'm really genuinely not mad at him about it. And what can I say? How would he be remembered? I don't know. Look, I think Sil was probably the biggest thing he ever did, right? But I can tell you. Look, the truth is this: he was a massive socialist and like a counterculture kind of socialist person. And you're going to end up being angry, miserable, and alone if that's your worldview. That's just more likely than not, right? You're going to end up being angry, miserable, and alone. Here, now let me find this next thing I want to look at, which I was really shocked at because I saw this on Thursday, right? It's we can see the new special effects they put on Terror of the Zygons, which I thought really genuinely needed it because I thought the original ones were shockingly awful. So to keep in the spirit of it, they replace it with new shockingly awful special effects. And it says I wanted to compare that to who is it? Mid-Journey Doctor Who, who's been doing a bunch more, and his ones I think fit much more organically. Mid-Journey Doctor Who into the narrative. Let's have a look. Man, what's it for fine? That's a good one anyway. Yeah, we'll start with that. So here's the new effects on the disc, which and people are also very upset about the AI upscaling, saying it looks very plastically. I don't get anything. What's so wrong with Jews? It's not that. Here's the thing with anti-Semitism. It's very rarely directly against Jews. It's more the most prolific form of anti-Semitism is that saying Jews are doing some terrible thing, so it's okay to attack them. Like Jews are committing genocide in Gaza, or they're starving children in Gaza purposely, right? That's super traditional. And by the way, the UN's figures for a famine, right, which they declared a famine, is in 1 month you got to have something like 20,000 people die. And since they declared it, it was like 20 people. It was like ridiculously low, right? It's all politics. It's all Jew-hating politics, generally speaking. But that's what the vast majority of anti-Semitism is. Like people see a thing about Jews doing something terrible in Gaza or like being inhuman to Palestinians. That's and they're all fake. I mean, they're all always fake, right? They're all relentlessly fake. But and people believing it, that's what anti-Semitism is. So it's not like, oh, I hate black people because they're black, right, or something like that. Now, don't get me wrong. You do have people who absolutely hate Jews as well. Like Owen Jones, I have no doubt, is a massive anti-Semite, right? But I'm saying I would say 80% anti-Semitism is people believing that Jews are evil because they've been told Jews are evil. Anyway, after that digression. Credit. Hang on. Who did this? Let me. Dan the Man from 2150. Oh, he does a lot of effects comparison. I'm going to put his channel in the chat because I feel like a bit of a cunt not doing that. Like, really? It still doesn't look good, mate. Fetch it! Fetch it! when he throws it, it's supposed to throw into his mouth, and like he's looking away when he does it. Like at least in the original, it's looking in the right direction. If he did that, it would just bounce off its head. Yeah, it's not really that much better. Let's be frank, right? Now you got now you got these AI ones, and this is why AI is going to be huge. I mean, I don't understand why 90% of effect shots are not done in AI. They probably are done in AI now, right? Here's a good one. Okay, I went to the Scarrison. Okay, so look, this to me looks like it's 1975 effects technology, right? It feels like. Do you remember the ad for Chewits with the giant monster? Let's see if I can find that ad. But it looks very much like that. Wait, did I put this guy's thing in the chat? Yeah, I did. Good. See if I can find the Chewits ad. Chewits. Oh, okay. Chewits advert. Does it come up straight away? Blimey. Yeah, here you go. So this is from 5 years later. But again, but still, look, this feels organic to me. I like the glow inside. It feels like it's worth the upgrade, right? And honestly, for me, the function of new effects is to be not taken out the narrative, right? And this one takes me out of the narrative much less than the one they did. Honestly, it's just right. It really is. It looks plasticky, but doesn't look fake. I don't know really how to explain that, right? Of course, you can't explain how Tom Baker's not AI. Yeah, and look, the people are really mad about the AI upscaling. But here, one second, I can find it. Doctor Who 4K project. So there's this. It's on Patreon, right? You got to pay something like $2 to be able to access this. But yeah, there's this guy, fan upscaled, and boy, did he do a good job. Right, excellent. Do I have the does it have the YouTube clip? Let me post. Oh wait, fine. It is on YouTube. Let's see if the upgrade comes out. So let me just share this with you. Doctor Who upscaling project. There you go. I mean, so honestly, I downloaded all of them, and then I canceled my subscription because it was I'd done them all. So here you get Pyramids of Mars and Seeds of Doom. And Horror Fang Rock is actually excellent. Is the 4K version of it, right? Logopolis, yeah. And again, it's so worth the $2, all right, or whatever it is. It's so worth it. Yeah, we should show the upscale of Pyramids of Mars. Right.
My freedom, Horace.
Okay, the trouble is you can only really see the quality if you're looking at it on big screen TV. So this is kind of pointless.
Your curse is lifted. Now.
But let's see if we can get some. But you don't see that
vengeance.
You don't see that plasticiness that people are talking about. Yeah, is this the one where they removed the? Yeah, they digitally removed the hand. No, they didn't remove the hand. I thought they digitally removed the hand.
I can move.
Yeah, it's only these shots where you can see the texture of the mask that you can sort of see what it is. Here, so get a picture of Tom's face, and you'll see it's not like super plasticky.
Got about 20 seconds.
Well, no, you remember the Shooty Gat? Was it second season? They had that. Oh, here. Dang, I'll bring that up in a minute. Did I download it? All right. We do Doctor Who season 13 AI upscaling. Let's see if I can find any images of that. Because people are pissed the hell of it about it. They are absolutely mad. No, I can't find it. It's around somewhere. Unless, hey, well, somebody sent it to me on Facebook, I think. Let's have a look. Doink. It's over here, maybe? Oh, here we go. Hang on. So this is by Pip Madley. I'll give you his channel in a second as well. Doink. Oh, and before we move on to there, yeah, just as a comparison for the Scarazon, right?
London's under siege.
So yeah, it doesn't look like a million miles away from this quality, quite frankly.
But beware, this gobbling brute is a master of disguise.
Anyway, fine. What was I up to? Oh yeah, the AI upscaling video file. So this is posted by. Yeah. Oh, being ethical is such a pain in the ass. Gotta find his channel. Doink. Pip Madley. I know nothing about him whatsoever. Right? There we go. Doink. AI dentistry. So, look, I mean, honestly, I would never notice this in a million years. Oops. Like, I would never notice that. Again, this thing also, the only thing I'll notice is like very plasticky skin. But, you know, I understand people are very, very pissed off about this, right? Gap filling. Yeah, look, I mean, one of the things we love about reality is its imperfections, right? And it does... yeah, this upscaling isn't great, right? So what I understand is that's pretty impressive, though. What I understand is the reason for it is particularly with the location footage, that they said they don't still have the original negative from the that they took it with. But then on downstream, when they're talking about it, Simon Horton quite rightly pointed out, well, you still have the broadcast masters. That should be good enough. So look, my theory is there was probably some kind of reason to do this AI upscaling, but I think it was pushed over the edge by how much cheaper it was. AI nail removal. Let's have a look. Wait. Where's the nail removal? Hang on. What nail was removed? He still has a nail there. Here's a nail there. I mean, he's lost a finger more than a nail. Again, look, I can't notice it. I'm looking directly at it right now. But like Doctor Who fans are, you know, they want the original, right? They want the original. Yeah, that's awful. But again, I think it's from the location footage. Although they say Planet Evil is a really bad one. Ooh, boy, that's bad. Dan's saying he's discovered the reason they did it. I think it's a bit. I don't think money was not a factor. But again, look, honestly, I'm just concerned with being able to watch the entertainment without being drawn out of it. Right? That's my biggest feature. AI new stuff. What they adding in there? New white bits. Okay. Is it? Well, again, I think it's so. You know, now I'm producing more lines of inquiry, says Dad. Stay tuned to Type 40 to find out more, is what I can say. But still, keep in mind that the Doctor Who Upscaling project has your back, right? It's certainly got your back, especially on season 13. Again, you got Seeds of Doom, and is it Pyramids of Mars? Is the other one they got? Pyramids of Mars, 40 years old today, 50 years old today. So, I don't know. Now, if you this one more thing, right? If you, like me, were really disappointed with the season 7 box set, something I really wanted from the season 7 box set was new effects, particularly on Silurians, right? But all of them. So you go to this place, Doctor Who Matrix Editions, and this guy puts, I would say, superior effects on, which also kind of work in the aesthetic of the new effect. Oh no, Android Invasion, that's the one that I heard is really bad. Yeah. So Spear on Space, the Silurians, this stuff is freaking excellent. Now, what it also does, you can get the originally edited ones, but he does these things called Matrix editions, which I think are excellent. Now, which again, a lot of people hate this idea. It works for me because I know these. I've seen these stories so many times. I know them so well. They're somewhat re-edited. Re-edited. They've been re-edited, Captain. They're somewhat they're very re-edited to match the narrative style of modern Who in a number of ways. You have it opens with a cold opening with a pre-title sequence, and then goes in titles. Generally speaking, works very, very well. And they take like 4 episodes becomes like about an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. So when you have something like the Silurians, they break it down into 2 parts. They're both about an hour each. And look, for me, it tells the story. One of the things I really like about these things is I feel it makes it far more accessible to new fans, right? And that's really a concern for me. I'm about to have grandkids and. But like, if you're one of the younger generation, you'll just be blocked from enjoying classic Doctor Who because of silly little things in my mind. So these re-edits are just absolutely fantastic, genuinely very good, and the new effects are. I keep showing you the T-Rex from Silurians, right? It is fan-freaking-tastic. So you got fans have you covered, baby. Fans have you covered. That's the way it rolls. Fine. Let's have a look at Caroline Ford, I believe, has been speaking. Where is this? Right. Okay. So this I find fascinating. Caroline Ford confirms that scenes for a different ending to Doctor Who season 2 were filmed and would have set up season 3. Well, really, we broke the story quite a while ago. Speaking of breaking the story. Dan's channel broke this story, and I followed suit. But it must have been about a month ago. Finally, Rusty Davis stepping down as Doctor Who showrunner. Yep, has stepped down. Not stepping down again because just like because of complete and total failure. One of the worst kept secret in recent Doctor Who has been verified. Carol Ann Ford, who played Doctor's granddaughter and first companion way back when she was premiered in 1963, confirmed the finale. The reality was like again. I don't understand. By the time they aired, what's the word? The reality. By the time they aired the Eurovision one, right? They knew it wasn't continuing, right? They knew it wasn't. Why would they have kept the Carol Ann Ford scenes in that? It's just because they didn't give a shit, right? And I think that's really, you could see them give a shit less and less and less as this season went on, right? Compared to 2005, you could see how much they cared, right? They cared so much. It was like dripping, their care was dripping from the screen. You were. Where was it? So the reality would have been originally planned ending would have led to the third season. Ford was interviewed by fellow Doctor Who actress Katie Manning at the Parramatta in Sydney, Australia, earlier this month, and spilled mostly. Also, was interviewed by Josh Nares, who seems like a bit of a douchebag to me. Right? Well, I don't know, but he does seem like a bit. Honestly, anybody like big in fandom in the current era, they may be okay, but they're probably a cunt. Right? Look, the trouble is with modern Doctor Who. Doctor Who since Jodie, it's begged for a different audience, and an audience of maladjusted, miserable, purple-haired weirdos who have bizarre sexuality that just makes them angry all the time, right? And they hate everyone, and they call everybody else Nazis. That's what Doctor Who fandom is presented as nowadays, right? Is that the majority of Doctor Who fans? I really don't know. I really don't know. Have they chased out like the normal fans, and they're the only ones left? Maybe, right? Maybe. I really don't know. I would like to hope no, right? I would like to hope no, but who knows? I don't know. But again, look, here's the thing. You will find as the wokies get pummeled in the culture war, and they are being pummeled, right? No, they are being totally pummeled. That's why they get so violent. Right? What's the violence coming from in America? It's that they have that Trump is just running rings around them. Right, so I think they're going to hold on to Doctor Who as long as they can. So Susan really turned up in a telepathic burst when the Doctor, Judy Gatwa, I disagree with that, was trapped in space during the Interstellar Song Contest, imploring him to wake up before he throws to death. No, it's okay, you can be fine. Free stuff. Eagle-eyed view of the step forward was filmed in the TARDIS set. She popped up again on TV in Wishworld, trying to alert the Doctor that he was under the Rani spell in an alternate reality. Things come in threes in Screenwriting 101, and the viewers might have expected her to show up in the finale to pay off all the teasers. Well, yes, if you thought it was going to be written competently, yes, you would think that, wouldn't you? The first account of that didn't happen. However, she did film a third appearance for the reality was a kind of cliffhanger tease to the third season. Look, it's so obvious to me. I think to just about everybody watching, they just assumed this was going to be the greatest thing ever and go down really well. They're still in a state of shock and misery that it's felt so hard, right? Yeah. Susan Shadow it was on TARDIS set, which will anyway. But that didn't happen. However, if she filmed it, where is this? Still from the original ending, showing the Doctor and Belinda rather see-through at a party, possibly to celebrate reality being restored and the world saved, was even released, ended up on Disney Plus landing page, as if they couldn't even be bothered to hide that the finale had been altered. They couldn't be bothered. No one gave a shit. It reeks of failure. That party scene is not in the broadcast version. All right, this thing, but where's Susan? Man, Verada see-through is hot. I'm sorry. I mean, again, she probably hates Jews as well, but for me, is she hot? Oh, man. Anyway, I digress. Do I want to digress? Not really. Let's have I think it's worth zooming into. Yeah, Vrada Sita is very, very, very hot. Oh, maybe she should come back to the thumbnails. You didn't see it in the episode. It was sort of, which will sort of introduce my coming back for Tom Manning, where I was holding hands with a little beautiful tiny black child, 3 years old. We were watching through a window somewhere where the audience wasn't supposed to know, and the audience wasn't supposed to know where we were watching a newly embodied hour and watching him have a wonderful time singing and dancing in a party in the shop opposite where we were. Well, again, I really hate that. That's how they represent the Doctor, right? Just like, oh, I'm gonna have a party and feel good, and maybe fuck some random strangers and do a lot of drugs, right? That just doesn't seem like Doctor Who to me, which is clearly the indication they're giving from what they're showing on screen. And we were watching a newly embodied grandfather who was now shooting at blah, blah, blah. Obviously, my character, was always to just go there and fling her arms around the ground, say, "Grandfather, how lovely to see you after all this time. And how did you survive floating in space? And why have you changed?" Because he likes dick now, I think. That's really the definition of his character. Anyway, that was unfortunately not to be. For reasons I know and will not disclose, she said, shutting down further conversation. Yeah, they crashed and burned. We all know, right? We all know. Those reasons were probably that the third season was not greenlit and Gatwa had decided to leave the show shortly after being fired. The reality was reshot with new scenes that turned Poppy into Belinda's human daughter and therefore not the Doctor's daughter. Okay, that kid was just awful. But her being the Doctor's granddaughter makes a lot of sense. It makes more sense than being Belinda's daughter, which made no sense whatsoever. The whole arc of the season, get Belinda home, and you never got her home, right? You just made an alternate universe where she was a single mother in a very expensive flat, a very expensive house, I should say. So it was reshot that turned Poppy and Belinda's human daughter, and therefore not the Doctor's daughter. Everyone who cared already knew that this, based on the information that was out there, including the mother of the young actor who played Poppy, confirming on social media. So it seems to me that they were probably setting up this kid to be the timeless child or something stupid like that. Just a lot of bad ideas, right? A lot of bad ideas. But what's this? They're bringing back Malcolm in the Middle. Let's see if we got a picture of him. Hang on. Do I have to look on Instagram? Blimey. Okay. The older one hasn't freaking changed at all. Like, Freddie Muntz looks pretty different. But the young one, holy shit. Wait, which one is that? Because he looks like a... Really? I was still not the poster yet, but then I listened to the song. I just got too excited for you to see the new episode. And I missed... Wait, who's he? I don't know which one of the brothers that is, but it's a scary looking guy. Dewey remake for Eric Peck Sullivan left acting in 2010. What was it? In addition, Caleb Ellsworth Clark has taken over the role of Malcolm's genius brother Dewey. Dewey was a genius? Oh, okay, fine. So it's not the original one. Fine. Okay. I mean, like, really? But like, this one looks exactly like he was on the TV show. Blimey. Anyway, sorry. I digress. I got sucked into that. Ooh, she cried. Was there any other Doctor Who stuff on that? Yeah, we want to leave that. Leave. Oh, Brothers is still hot. Titan Comics lists its, Monsterverse and Doctor Who. By the way, if you like a bit of Conan, I have to recommend. He did the art and Doctor Who magazine for a while. He's got a Conan like Kickstarter. What's the guy's name? If I can find it, if I can remember his name, I'll show it to you. More Conan, lots of Conan, Dark Soul, Nightmare. Again, I just who is buying this? I am. It's beyond me. I really don't know. I really have no idea. And like, how many months of shooting outward comic strips do they have lined up in Doctor Who magazine? Yeah, this is pretty darn bad. Here, see if we can see a bit more of here in. What's the name of that website? Not Bounding in the Comics. I can't even remember it. Not Bleeding Cool. Oh, I nearly had it. Oh, wait a minute. If we go look at John Freeman's John Freeman, because it's his website. Not Lying in the Gutters. Oh God. No. Oh, 1 second. Doctor Who comics. If I do that, I might well find the groups. See all. I might. It's not Lying in the Gutters. Oh God, it's really making me crazy trying to remember it. Doctor Who in Print. Doctor comic strips. Maybe this one. Down the Tubes. That's what it is. Oh God, that was really annoying. Downthetubes.net. Let's see what they got over here. I see Master Replicas taking over all the failed lines. Doctor Who Appreciation Society Celestial Toy Room 2026. Doctor Who. Oh wow! Well, what's that? This is a big story. I can't believe I missed this. Doctor Who Magazine US distributor changes ahead, because if it loses US distribution, it's dead. Right? It's absolutely dead. Because that's what's kept it afloat all these years. Because I believe if it goes under 15,000 circulation, it get cancelled, and it stayed around 16, 17 because it's got 4,000 a month is sold in America, right? There we go. Doctor Who fans concerned they may face challenges in getting their hands on latest Doctor Who magazine can rest easy for now. Publisher Panini tell Down the Tubes the US side of the long-running titles distribution is still being carried out by Diamond UK, a separate company from the troubled Diamond US for the time being. Because Diamond Distribution, who was the major distributor of comics across America, went under eventually, right? It took them so long. Is quite remarkable. So currently, Doctor Who magazine 623. God, that was such a bad issue. That was such a bad issue. It was on sale in the UK. UK News was on the 6th of November, with the 21st century, with the 21st of January on sale in the direct market supply to stores in the United States. Is the last listed issue of the current distributor Diamond Distributor Comics. Now listen, I don't know if Big Finish is going to survive this wilderness years. I don't know if Doctor Who magazine is going to survive. It certainly won't with covers like that, the Jodie one. The prompted concern from some US fans that it might soon be hard to get copies in the local shops. Well, just order it online. What's the big deal? As here. Is Huna NA still there? This is a place that I always got stuff from when I lived in the States, and in fact, after I moved to Israel, I still got it from there. All right. Well, they got lots of old copies of Doctor Who magazine. 1 second. Doctor Who. Bookstore or magazines? Novels. Role-playing game. Miscellaneous fiction. No, it's not there then. Is there a magazine section? Hang on. Bookstore. Figure toys and games, model miniatures, electronics, posters and calendars, DVDs, collectible bookstore. Let's try bookstore again. No, man, they have Virgin New Adventures. Wonder how much they say for. Well, obviously not. Obviously not. Magazines right there, right in front of me. Wow, that's a weird collection they got. So you should have the most recent first, no? Sort by newest. Oh yeah, so they still got the latest one. Wow, the Jodie one must have sold out. That's crazy. Okay, fine. You'll be fine. You can get them. It's okay. No need to panic. As many Down the Huge fan readers will know, our distributor Diamond Comics in the United States is undergoing restructure and embroidery. It's closing. It's in receivership, I believe. The unexpected loss of certain exclusive publisher relations, compounded by the overall contraction in consumer spending, increased by inflation, and the loss of a marginal key print product line. And also, I think spending 10 years telling your audience that you fucking hate them, right? And making Spider-Man comics about, fat lesbians sitting around eating their apartments all day, right? And then they go out and they shout at Spider-Man. Whatever. After running all the options, Diamond determined that filing Chapter 11 was the best course of action. It is operating to secure a most favorable outcome for the stakeholders. The situation has led to British companies such as 2000 published Rebellion and Titan Comics switching to Lunar distribution for the direct market distribution. Rebellion agreed a non-exclusive back in May, although currently only some Rebellion's books and the best of are in their catalogue. However, Panini is still currently contracted with Diamond UK for the direct market distribution in the United States. Okay, then. Question is, how long will Doctor Who magazine be able to survive? I mean, and again, if they're going to keep on leaning into Jodie, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Sessaltorium. Sessaltorium was that the information magazine? Yeah, that was like their like newsletter, right? So they got a new one coming out on the 23rd of November. So the fifth of May, Peter Davis, being covered by Karen. It's a lovely cover, isn't it? Can we zoom in on what's in there? Wow, this is beautiful. Is that Dave Gibbons? It looks like it's so much in the style of Dave Gibbons. Can I zoom in on this anymore? Okay, yeah, that is from Tides of Time. Fifth Doctor's debut, The Tides of Time, was one of the most epic tales in the media. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Oh, Tides of Time was great. Is this the contents? Okay. This looks like it's going to be great. Can I get a copy if you're not a member to us? Full color A4 178 print on demand edition on the annual will be available to order from 23rd from the DWAS website with a free downloadable version on the 14th of December. There will also be a Christmas story featuring the Fifth Doctor as a free download. Do I have to join DWAS to get this? Among the features, Paul Scoons, author of the Comic Strip Companion, the unofficial and unauthorized guide to the Doctor Who comics from 64-72, has contributed an overview for the Fifth Doctor's comics from 82 to 84. This includes The Tides of Time, Okay, I bet this is good. So, Special Toy Room was edited and designed by Paul Singer of Wonderful Books. Head to this page on the Dwas website in early November to pre-order. Again, but do I need to be a member of Dwas to order it? It seems to be crazy if I do. Okay. You can download this one. You can download as a PDF. But how do you order them? Okay, let's say I want to order them. I don't know. I do not know. Well, I like you can get it on. Yeah, let's have a look at the. Let's have a look at it as a PDF. Again, man, I would really like to get some of these. This looks like really good reading. Okay, how can I get this? One second. Is there? I mean, like, okay, this shouldn't be so hard. And may not be reproduced on all and blah blah blah. Copyright to ask and respect. Okay. Download without opening. I want to be able to have a physical copy. But no. Okay, I guess no. Fine, I'll look again in November to see if it's out. Because I really want to get this. This looks great. I want to actually get the Wilderness Years one as well. That looks fantastic. When did this come out? Let's have a look again. Does it have a publication date? Annual 2025. But wasn't the last one at 2020, or was it 2026 annual? Oh man, all this is just what this sort of stuff I like. I mean, I'm glad I can get it as a PDF, but I want to buy it. Take my money. Shut up and take my money. Tell you. There's a new season 18 Tom figure. That doesn't look good. I'm sorry, that hair looks not right. That looks good. But these things are freaking fortune. Yeah, 250 notes for that. Whew. I'd rather get this. Oh, this is only 12. Oh, wait, there's a featured high to low, right? So you can get a signed one for an extra $50. Their master figure there, bit of Patrick Troughton there. Yeah, no, I don't want the 15th Doctor statue. No, I'm fine without that. Really, doesn't that look like it's just got a giant dick coming out the console? I thought there was a larger scale figure of Tom Baker. Alphabetically. Try it this way. But yeah, I thought they brought out a giant sized Tom Baker figure statue, which I thought looked quite nice. I get no. You get a Dalek. This figure. You should be able to sort by Doctor. No? Yeah, no, it's one of these like larger ones. Oh, okay, fine. It was like this one, the 10th Doctor statue. I guess it's not around anymore, the 4th Doctor one. Yeah, because this was quite large. Honestly, 10th Doctor just kind of irritates me now. Oh, wow. I want that. How much is that? And how big is that? 125, like for 4.5 inches wide, 11 inches long. Bloody hell. Don't want it that badly. What Battlestar Galactica stuff to go? Let's go full circle. I love the Raptors. Oh, Raptors are gorgeous. Do you have a base star? I love the Cylon base star. But my Blu-rays of it came with this. It seems to be very, very similar action figure of a Cylorian. Of a Cylon. Come on. Oh, there you go. I do like the modern base star. Right? I think that's very cool. There you go. Blimey. Ah, man. I just saw the time. Do I still have members anymore? It's a free to the public, so on 23rd, when the book is available, it'll appear on the website. I still want to get the old one, though. That looked fabulous, right? That looked absolutely... Thank you, Dave Marlin. Ape Snip Boy is here. How you doing, Ape Snip Boy? Funky Evans, I didn't realize it was still around. I apparently so. Right? Apparently so. Fine. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I do have a couple of these sessions on hardbacks. Usually they only have PDF releases, but it seems that they are bound to demand to do HB this year. Well, I get hardback this year. If it's print on demand, right? I was like, why not? I don't. That's the other thing. Like we're looking at like the death of physical media to a great extent. Why don't they just do print on demand? I mean, I guess it'll be more expensive. Who knows what they're doing? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up there. I am back on, what day is it? It's Sunday. Okay, I'm back on Tuesday. I'm back on Tuesday night, and we'll have a countdown to Halloween. What does that mean? I don't really know. Probably, hopefully, we'll have the unboxing of season 13 when it gets here, and it'll be here by then. I don't know, but again, who knows what they're doing. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again and say good night.